And this is something that Eunited have done really, really well overall. And I feel like Renegades are maybe playing kind of...
I completely forgot to play
It's
Shablanc.
call and answer right now. Eunited move over, you see Scream come over, and then you have Lasbra kind of rotate to match. But Scream has been over here every single time Snoopy starts to lose, even just a little bit of pressure in this lane, because of how much of a win condition he can be, especially on this Chernobog. You know he's going to be pretty safe, I think, in a 1v1 up against BaRRaCCuDDA until, you know, late game comes online and it's just Shablanc doing tons of damage to you. But maybe getting him that early lead if Scream finds a pretty decent gank.
This game played last week.
And that's something that Eunited have been doing almost regularly, like clockwork, is having that early rotation.
I like that from him. You don't want to be too
predictable.
There are some times where Lasbra can be that level of predictable. He loves to come around for these 2-minute ganks or so on the left-hand side. Doesn't look like he's quite going for that same timing here, but I think there's something to that consistency for Eunited sort of...
Why am I behind in experience?
Like to play through Snoopy. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see...
You move over, you see Renegades are... And this is something... Look at all kind of, and you have Lasbra kind of rotate to match, but Scream has been over here every single time Snoopy's...
Why am I behind in experience? Wait, what start do we do?
On the left-hand side of the map as he... Well, already some aggression from Awesome Jake on the left-hand side of the map as he had just been harassing Genetics.
Oh, they go back and do their purple?
Now rotating over as well.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Then they're purple from Renegades, as well as Lasbra on this side of the map. He's grabbing...
I feel like Renegades are maybe playing kind of...
Lasbra's a slight lead.
It's call and answer right now. Eunited move over, you see Scream come over, and then you have Lasbra kind of rotate to match, but...
Actually, we have a slight lead in mid,
it
looks
every
like.
single time Snoopy have done,
as well as Lasbra from this
overall, and I feel like...
Vin probably shouldn't go to backs there. Vin should go to mids.
Lasbra comes to lose,
I think.
especially on this Chernobog online, and it's just Shablanc doing tons of damage to you. But maybe getting...
I'm slightly behind because I didn't do purple.
A pretty decent gank. It changes everything, and that's something that Eunited have been doing almost
Please
regularly.
let Jake play Civil Support.
Is having that early rotation.
No.
I like that from him. You don't
Not happening.
Maybe predictable. There are some times where Lasbra can be that level of predictable. He loves to come around for these 2-minute ganks or so. I don't potential from Stu out a little bit with that free.
Like always when aggro brings it up, because it is the consistency of a player more than it is how high is their ceiling versus how low is their floor, right? If you can have great days, but you can have equally abysmal days, then we don't know whether or not you're going to be easy enough to...
I didn't miss a meeting though, so I was pretty happy.
Or be the hard carry that you
Our
need
purple secure also is pretty cheeks, so
truly top
you can kind of easily
you know,
secure.
You're always going
Unless
to have
Jake.
You know,
Jake has to have like a good stun timing, basically.
Which is something we see more out of solo laners now than anything. Then that's something to
But if he
rely on.
insta-locks it, I will F6.
Maybe not the best
Very
of
early.
days all the time, but his floor is still pretty high up there, so he can still be consistently good for United.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of even Snoopy's worst day, if I'm being honest, right? Like, so I'm right there with you. But this guy is certainly an excellent player, and if it's felt like maybe he hasn't quite been at the level that we're used to here this year, it's just because we know.
How do I rate Genetics?
At times,
I think he was pretty bad in this set that we played right here. But normally I think his overall play is really good. I think he's a little inconsistent, which I think
that's too surprising. Both of these teams have got to feel
isn't really a bad thing.
Shot in these late game team fights, so I don't know, man. I don't think there's any particular reason that you have to rush. Because
I mean, like a lot of people are inconsistent. In the mid to bottom tier teams, like a lot of people, including myself, are pretty inconsistent.
I like the pace, I think, for both squads, but I feel like Eunited could try to shut down Jake a little bit.
But I think when Genetics is on one of his highs, I think it's really good.
Just enough
hey, Bar, love your stuff just getting back into SMITE. Here's a good 100 to ease back in with.
You'll see
Hachimon.
You know, prior to the last like
Hachi does everything
I mean, there was one point a couple weeks
and
ago
is pretty easy to learn.
12 kills they had.
He's got a pretty basic kit, in my opinion, where it's like, here's my poke with my 1, here's my wave clear / poke with my 2, here's my dash or my all-in tool with my 3, and then here's my ult, and I can use it to either dive their team or shoot their front line.
And it takes those carries offline for Renegades.
Or run away.
It has been a
so yeah, I think Hachi is probably the easiest to get back into SMITE with. Also, thanks so much for the $10 donation, man. Thank you. Think consistent can be due to his ping, lack of SPL experience, and being new to his team? Yeah, all 3 of those.
I don't think, but certainly standard here. We've also seen him play some of his weird, more
I think Genex is good though. A lot of respect for him.
Awesome Jake Fair. So I think that he's stayed true to his own play style and has showed that he can kind of play a lot of what everyone else has done. It's been
I'm pretty sure here I thought Super was gonna ult back.
As Genetics is lurking around, maybe trying to see if they can take this red, but if he's here by himself,
Shermug's easy to bully one-on-one, relatively
right? We just go around, see what he can see, and just make sure that he has the control.
So an SPL player you don't respect.
But, you know, the one thing I think has been really great about this, because we've had a really wide kind of splattering of different gods that have come into Season 7, which is something that normally you get to see, maybe like 30, 35 different gods that come through, but it feels like we've just had such a wide variety. But Jake just kind of peeked in once with that tier support, and then it disappeared since then. Like, it came in, it did its job, got banned.
Well, we played tier support
there, but it could also be seen as like, oh, you take it away from SOT and Jake. That's always worthwhile. But those are the things I think that give maybe Renegades that edge. Is even if this game doesn't go well, or does exceedingly well for them, and next game Horus is gone, he's got that nice.
I feel like a lot of people are mean to Vin because I'm mean to Vin, and I don't like it.
Weird stuff no one else wants to run.
Strong.
Like, I'm allowed to joke with Vin, you guys aren't. Stop being mean to my mid laner.
He wasn't going to be able to take it that time on his own, but I wonder if that's foreshadowing an attempt from Eunited to try and red buff spawn the next time.
Yeah, once you play so many SPL games, they all kind of like start to bleed together.
And if they want to try and get active around this,
also, I go trans this game. I've been practicing a little bit in scrims.
That's
that week,
Scream
or the week prior.
Be able to flex on. The only downside is that even though it's high execution, they still have an Aphrodite on their side, which, I mean, that's a free Aegis, essentially. It's a free beads, depending on how the fight goes, so unless you can force that...
Yeah, Vince Chat's also,
I mean, that's
like,
just a free safety with
really
having
mean
to use
him.
his own beads. To get out
I can't tell if it's because Vin is like
to play a little more looser as
a light-hearted personality, so he doesn't like take it too seriously and jokes at himself a lot. Which once you joke at yourself as a streamer, your chat takes that as an invitation to start roasting you.
Jump into a fight that might be a losing fight and still walk away okay.
So yeah.
There might be some action here, but the answer is no.
Most beautiful SPL. What did I just say? Most beautiful SPL player is Cubo. On my team, Lasbra. Lasbra and Cubo are kind of tied, I think, for most beautiful. Thoughts on Ice and Mid? I think she can be good.
I think that Scrape's kind of been moving around the map and realizing that there aren't quite as many opportunities as you might have expected this early on for him to find some ganks.
Yeah, I feel like we have 4 names.
Yeah, it's really annoying when your chat just is constantly toxic towards you. Like, even if
Lasbra versus Scream, where are they? What are they accomplishing? And
like, even if it's a joke,
those 4
it's just annoying.
Are the ones that kind of set the pace and dictate everything here. And Scream, I mean,
because like you won't always be in like the mood to have your chat like joke at you in a demeaning way.
Write his name down, maybe too much for Eunited. This is a slow pace for him, and even seeing him kind of back off is surprising. I think
like also as people you don't know, it just is different when they because like sarcasm's really hard to read.
He might be more active.
Like through text.
There's a big gank coming. It's not just that Lasbra's here, but anyway,
I don't know if I should have ulted there. I was thinking about it in game as well.
Blinks in to cut off the path, but
I think Snoopy gets a kill here.
Especially with Snoopy
we kind of chased way too far.
To buy some time, but they're getting some backup from Screen.
Yeah, we chased literally from our blue buff towards above Fire Giant.
SOT and the long time die from the Renegades.
That was kind of trolled by us.
Is just trying to peel and make sure Genetics doesn't find anything more off of that. Lasbra just barely getting out. Even Venenu just barely getting out of this.
She got done.
And that's a lot of control for Eunited. It might just be 1 kill.
This was way overextended.
You're not even able to get.
Also, my ult's not the greatest here.
So
I didn't think we were gonna chase that hard. I thought the kill was gonna happen way sooner.
Now that he's finished that brawler, he's more active.
Could be trouble for Variety. There's a big
right here I ult. And Variety kinda I don't even know if I would say panics when I ult. I mean, he's just dashing and ulting, right?
On the way too. They even use the ultimate from.
But I mean, I guess he dashes from our blue buff to opposite side fire. But if I still had ult for this fight right here, this would be way better, obviously. So my ult does not get much value at all. Still ends up paying for our way overextension, unfortunately.
This one, you're not even able to get too much done as Troll that has been this kind of.
I checked the jungle there, but there wasn't anything. I have trans finished now. I don't really know why I went trans, but it was just kind of my brain was like, hey, trans gonna be good this game. Best pick in every lane right now.
I feel like that's the fine okay method. He'll move over from solo lane
I don't think there is one.
Does there with that proxy farm is kind of pull Renegades over to his side of the map, man, and even with SOT and Lasper and Beninu all there, he buys another.
I voted Renegades each week through the SPL and need some big turnouts these last few weeks from the boys. Yeah, I wasn't gonna. We weren't planning on winning, but now that you mention it, winning does sound good. Only for you though. Only for your points or whatever you get.
Blinked, that was the overengage, right? Like there was a certain.
I'm glad you brought that up because we actually weren't gonna win.
So badly that they recommitted to it, and that's when
everyone trolls Vin with the guys, their world's winner and MVP. Yeah, it's so weird. I feel like people just forgot that Vin won Worlds. It's so weird.
With 4 people rotating in.
And I don't know if that is because I roast Vin a lot. I mean, we just roast each other.
Slashing people down at 8 minutes into the game, you're waiting for 18.
So like we have that
8 minutes
friendship, I guess,
1v1 and
where it's just like
that. So
we just make fun of each other.
A bit of an overcommit and maybe a ton.
But I don't know if chat like takes that
there for Renegades
in a way to just freely insult Vin.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one, Gore. Renegades really wanted that kill in a variety. And
you guys should be nice to my mid laner. Wait, how far did we get down this game? Was it like 4 or 5k?
I would have thought that it might be Eunited who were the ones who were active first with that Turnabog, with that Pele in the jungle as opposed to the late game column.
You think all these Rama high picks and SPL are more dust? They're definitely not to dust it off. No team would pick a pick and pick some bans with the thought process, I have to dust this off. People pick Rom if they want to pick Rom. Radiance obviously highly values Rom. Radiance? Yeah, Radiance. Come on, sweet potato.
And realistically,
to Andy, he is on a SCC team? SOC? I don't know the difference.
Heads forward and seeing how Eunited respond, and both of these teams have that push and pull.
If you want us to be nice, Ben, you have to lead by example.
It just doesn't have the same impact as Chernobog. Chernobog can say, okay, slow down, everybody, wait, let's get a look at this.
Yeah, you just have in ring / scrims, not SPL.
In the fight, whereas for BaRRA, he can pop his ult and be like, guys, I'm in the left, good luck. Like, I'm not going to be able to make it over there in time. And those
Jeffing up to you. I saw on Twitter he's playing like Path of Exile.
Just because Eunited can respond to Renegade's questions and calling way faster.
See the frostbite on you guys, I think it's take on Vin. What did you say?
Then the Renegades are expecting.
Not really, Boogie.
That's what it's felt like here so far.
Yeah, basically what Leah said, like teasing through text and teasing through voice chat, they're just different.
You already saw Doug highlight those light anti-heal items earlier on. The brawlers.
Biggest thing, if you wouldn't like that being said to you, then you shouldn't say it to someone else.
Even if it's on your own teammates, give them a little bit of extra heal when they're low. Plus the crit coming out here early.
Jake's got the itch to round me horse ults around sometimes. I think he might do it this set.
How do you like this early itemization we're seeing?
I like it. I think for Snoopy especially, it's going to make it a lot easier.
Yeah, early rage is good here for Snoop.
I kind of highlighted it on a 1v1 against BaRRA.
You can get the
game because of
stacks really easily with those ult.
Realistically, Snoopy doesn't care whether or not it's BaRRA. He really wants to shut down Lasber and Vin, and honestly, being able to crit an Aphrodite down to low health, or at least force her ult. So
I placed 9 wards, dude. Me and Snoopy top wards in the game at 13 minutes.
To follow up, or Heroind even with the damage that
look at us.
Output to clean up those.
Jake's put 3.
Heroind even with the damage that
Jake's put 3 wards in 13 minutes! How long does he have these wards in his pocket? What? Jake! Jake has literally held on this 1 ward for like 3 minutes. Look. He has this ward. Look at this. Then he backs and buys another ward. And then just holds on to them. Alright, Jake, we have a talk.
Both of these teams have that push
after
and
this.
The problem is the global ult that BaRRaCCuDDA is going to be able to drop. It just doesn't have the same.
There you go, Trans. How do you feel about Rage third item? It's fine.
Get a look at this.
It's a little low on attack speed though.
And then he's in the fight. Whereas for BaRRa, he can pop his ult and be like, guys, I'm in left. Good luck. Like I'm not going to be able to make it over there in time.
For us, the Vin's a good player, super consistent, but he's like a cherry on a Sunday. And while you figure out the rest, it's not fair to say where the Sunday. Where's my Sunday looking at?
Maybe even more, I guess, potent than the Renegades are expecting. That's what it's felt
I don't get it.
So far.
That's a little too high IQ for me.
It's a good time, though, I think, to do some item roundups here at Goremizer. You already saw Doug highlight those light anti-heal items earlier on. The Brawlers for Scream, the Contagion for Awesome Jake. It's worth noting the Rod and Tahuti there for Ven. We like this on our healers, that passive working, even if it's really...
Okay, skip forward a little bit.
BaRRa, maybe it being a little rough late game because of how Xbalanque is, but realistically, Snoopy doesn't.
Then if you get Turno and you get equivalent points, so you just win. Nobody can fight you.
To shut down Lasbra and Vin.
Why would you go
honestly, being able to crit an Aphrodite down to low health, or at least force her ult, so she has to play it even safer. Burst.
6 lead put out. I gotta get that off my screen.
Find a way to better leverage a hunter who gets a little bit ahead.
Go watch the bid.
Right away. So Snoopy in a good spot. We don't
really care to.
But
sorry.
Made it work for him, even with it being a bit more expensive, and he should be in a pretty comfortable
We have free
spot.
beads. A little bit of a panic beads. Does he land? Yeah. I think I remember
I
this.
how much pressure he felt that he was under. Comes back down, and now they can look for this damage.
I tried to time my dash with Jake dashing.
A whole lot here. That's pretty good.
Give him a little extra distance there.
If Genetics was about 3 seconds faster there, then that probably results in some kills for Eunited. But unfortunately, I think the rotation that they wanted to, being able to come over, have that huge spin to win, throw him right back into the waiting arms of Snoopy, that just didn't happen, and it wasn't there in time to make anything come out of it. So it's a huge one for Renegades.
I guess we're keeping mid because they're at gold.
Well, both our solo laners are here, so you can expect a fight, and Scream takes a ton
of
damage.
one-shot him.
Can't even escape. That's big for Venenu to find that kill. They want to get right into the thick of it, but Lasbra's low. The procs that destruction and uses it to get back out of there. Awesome. Jake even ults back.
Does Lasbra die here?
Despite all these low HP bars, no more kills. I
should have been with solo here, I think.
Falls to Genetics, and SOT won't be denied. He's in the back line, finding more. A 2-for-1.
Actually, I guess we one-shot Genetics. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Be able to find more. Genetics goes down as well, and they're still.
Oh, do we dive here?
SOT
I think we still get him.
On the gas, and maybe now they can collapse onto BaRRaCCuDDA.
Oh, I get one shot here. That's right. I get one shot.
Herwin just isn't able to hit as hard as he wants.
I had both my relics, and I was just like, "Oh, don't worry, boys. I'll be with you."
You see some
literally.
Herwin just isn't able to hit as hard as he wants, and that's 2 more kills.
How do they find a kill in there somehow?
Yeah.
Herwin is able to at least get BaRRaCCuDDA, but a 4-for-2
I mean,
overall, favoring
I remember that. I was just like, what?
How did that go so wrong for Eunited? Renegades were able.
I got one shot by Hurry. Yeah, he threw the 1 and then like stepped forward with the 3.
Out of the other, and that is to say, Jake and Solo are
I just got decimated. I probably shouldn't have dashed to begin with, but I mean, I also could have pressed Aegis, but I didn't think it was coming like that, and then
of all people who uses his blink,
yeah,
and to get that kill successfully. But you invest so much as Genetics to shut down just the Kali that BaRRa's over there hanging out with 2 tanks and having the time of his life. You've got anti-heal in the Contagion.
I understand you, and maybe it's
from the server,
a select few subs haven't laughed with them. I understand the inner trolls who drop in.
And then slowly but surely there, it was just ticking them down like a checklist.
I think it's just people
and how to get rid of them
that don't have anything better to do.
Despite that fight,
and that think they're funny.
The lead here at this point, Cora, but it is a bit weaker than where it once was.
Anyone come back to SPL? No way. No way.
Actually has been pulled back.
He has no reason to come back with to SPL with how big his stream is.
Over variety, because I think Herwin is still ahead of Venenu in terms of levels at this point. Yeah, that's exactly right. Herwin 15 to 14, but SOT.
Like, it would be a bad career move for Incon to go back to SPL.
So the Renegades, despite the fact that that fight favors them so much, this game's still pretty close to even. They brought experience in their favor, but not quite gold, as the gold Fury had to be reset by Eunited. A good ult.
So surprised my darts into Genetics there.
Scared them. Now Genetics being locked down.
I just call it gold here and we get it for free.
Allows the disengage, but Renegades pick the Fury back up and are able to find the objective.
And now Genetics is just trying to look for anything to bring this
one back. Do I take this?
They're looking like they're going to go into the air. Jake wants to keep going.
Oh, yeah, I actually didn't. Oh, yeah. Something bad happens in this fight.
Will be the bait, is able to reposition quite nicely. So maybe they can lock down Variety on the left-hand side, but the King Arthur 2 slippery Scream comes back.
I remember casting for so long in this fight, and I was like, how?
Is able to find the kill. Now Variety, seeing the low health bars, wants to move back in, but great spacing from
Wait, did they have player damage?
Tough. Genetics comes back in as well, and maybe Variety can now find the cleanup.
I think they just out-healed us with hell.
Adds one on to the kill feed, and suddenly Eunited have found a third kill
to bring this.
Because look at, watch me this fight.
Keep going. That's right, he's going to use To the Skies to provide some shielding to help out the team. Lasbra will be the bait, is able to reposition quite nicely. So maybe they can lock down Variety on the left-hand side, but the King Arthur 2 slippery Scream comes back in and pays for it. Good lockdown from Awesome Jake, and BaRRaCCuDDA is able to find the kill. Now
this is kind of a crazy fight, honestly.
Wants to move back in, but great spacing from...
Look at knockup by Genetics.
Make it tough. Genetics comes back in as well, and maybe Variety can now find the cleanup he wanted. Her when
yeah, we kind of... I think this fight was winnable, but we kind of... We had a bad afro.
Quite nicely, so maybe they can lock down Variety on the left-hand side, but the King Arthur 2 slippery Scream comes back in and pays.
I way overstay here.
BaRRaCCuDDA is able to find the kill.
I thought the fight was still going to be good, but I kind of got blinked on by everyone, I think.
Anything back up, lockdown too, but a good
we have Scream's blink here, and then I get blinked on by Arthur.
Slippery Scream comes back in and pays for it. Good lockdown from Awesome Jake.
Did he blink my Bola? I think he blinked my Bola.
Not only
yeah, we just overstay there. It was my bad.
Exactly the rotation, yeah, for Eunited there to the Pyromancer. Maybe even
pretty sure I was the one that called that fight.
They have hell healing. They can.
Oh yeah, we still fire.
They just have to hope Genetics doesn't die.
Yeah, once Genetics stays here this long, it kind of just gives away that they're doing fire.
They're starting to burn it, and now they're transferring it back over to Snoopy to let him take the damage. And with this little bit of health they have, I mean, I think they should be able to do it. There is no one from Renegades on the way. Once Scream is here, he can take some of that aggro if even needed. But I think they balanced this well, but they got to be careful. SOT is close. SOT blinking in. Renegades able to take
the DPS was so low.
Last minute with Eunited doing all that work. A heartbreaker for them. That they
it's kind of funny that he went crit and he was literally like probably one crit off from getting it right. Like he was literally one crit off.
It's not even like, oh well, at least 3 of them were still dead. All 5 members of Renegades now have the Fire Giant. They get the Gold Fury, they get the FG, they get the Pyromancer, and they only did the work for one of them. The only thing they took from 100 to 0 was
we just stole a bunch of objectives.
Now the Gold Fury was left.
Oh, game 2 we stole a bunch of objectives.
SOT just kind of walked in there, and that's where those cooldowns come in handy. He still had his teleport up. He's been walking the old-fashioned way to these team fights on the left-hand side, and so he was able to get over there much faster than I think anyone, even myself, was prepared for.
Yeah, Harry's upgrade shell, I guess, did a lot against me.
It's been though, Gormizer, at this point. We had the beginning of the game with almost no action, but then all of a sudden you have this pacing, and this is a look back at how this Fire Giant gets.
That was so close,
great
dude.
Timing from SOT to be able to blink in and close that gap, but all of a sudden now there's so much.
Yeah, Scream kind of ints.
Getting aggressive, but Lasbra still has the destruction.
I remember that happening in game. That was just weird.
And suddenly everything is coming up Renegades. That felt a bit like maybe even frustration from Scream trying to force that kill. And now look at the left lane. That's a tier 2 tower for the Renegades. Eunited started to crumble here, I think. Gormizer, they don't know how to respond.
Yeah, no, it's so dangerous to do an FG in a moment in the game like that. It's actually maybe the opposite of what Renegades did earlier. Renegades had that 4-for-2 trade, and they let go of the Gold Fury. Even
I think Scream's in a bit of a slump.
They could have forced it to happen. There, United didn't really have the ability to force it to happen, but they still tried to.
So I'm pretty sure with
so close already, but this
how good our draft is late game, we're just happy for the game to go late.
That is the ultimate now on cooldown for Genetics, but same for Fenenu.
Finn kind of panic ulted there.
The ultimate now on
huge swing into the lead.
Does he panic ult?
Huge.
So
close already, but
that's a little bit not trusting Jake, I guess.
So 2 tiers United there to defend now out in front. What a swing from a game that all of a sudden
4 minutes ago.
We get our resets off. We go object or buffs, buyback again for Rage 2 for the gold fight.
The lead, and yet Eunited were the ones in position around this Fury first. The Oni Fury. What a critical Fury to be spawning at this point too. Certainly the most valuable of the three, I would argue, at this current game state. So this is going to be a pretty big battle, not just in terms of can Renegades hold on to the momentum, but this could be enough for a big final push from them if they're able to grab the lead. And they've got the Oni Fury low already. Renegades destroy, and so Eunited step on the gas.
Already. Right here, Vin tried to kiss me, and his kiss went through me.
Already, Renegades destroy, and so Eunited.
Right here. His kiss just goes right through me. Because I didn't expect to take that much damage and just get all in like that.
Gets away from Variety in the backline, and SOT controls everyone with the big.
But Vin's kiss went through me, which is really unfortunate because I was playing around him, basically keeping me alive.
Well,
Max Swaggy, thanks for the 1313 sub, baby. It's man.
On the long time gank.
I wish I played game Paley now. Or Paley. Oh, Kali. That's the god that we have.
And Awesome Jake gets the return. It's 3 for 2 in favor of Renegades.
And that was a huge engagement.
I think I ended up coming late to this fight.
Ending kill there to get rid of Lasbert. Still chasing down Venenu now. They want more.
So they're gonna like kill Snoopy with an auto here or something.
Yeah, it's a miscalculation there from Scream. They really want this kill to Venenu, and Snoopy is able to do it. He's got
Snoopy should not have gotten that auto off.
But BaRRaCCuDDA.
Oh yeah, we chased him. Yeah, we chased him.
In these situations is on his way. The blink in from Awesome Jake. The
dash. Yeah, Jake hitting that slow is massive.
There is the stun. There's the lockdown and the deicide as Renegade killing.
Yeah.
Much damage on there from Scream.
Ooh, he bit off.
We
Lasbert still chasing down Venenu now. They want more, but Scream. Ooh, he bit off more than he could shoot.
I think Vin played this in a way to where he stays linked to Jake, but Vin could have easily lived here if he walked in a straight line. Like once Jake stuns, if he just goes in a straight line, he lives like up, like past gold, or down the lane.
Good shoot. Yeah, it's a miscalculation there from Scream. They really want this kill to Venenu, and Snoopy is able.
Oh, so we kind of like messed up bio blocks there pretty bad. We were like just doing that, like Vin and Jake were literally doing that.
They would have liked.
Not at all. I think the big turning point was Lasber's death. I wanted to highlight it there, and I didn't expect them to keep chasing each other, but I'd have given up.
I think this is the firefight that lasts forever.
Even though it's 0-3 and 5, you put an Aphrodite behind that, and it is a dangerous, dangerous thing for United to handle with. Right. I mean, it comes blaring with a handle with care on it. Because if Lasber gets into your backline and you can't just burst him down all the way to 0,
I think I go to like 400 mana this fight because it lasts so long.
Renegades want their second fire giant of the game, and they're going to actually try to earn.
That was a giant crit that I had.
Popped right now, has to find the disengage. The ultimate there is going to be enough as
I don't know if I needed to ult for range there, but
they got to make sure they don't
it was fine.
One by one to their death. So good work by United. They fall back and reset, and Renegades.
We just play back with our heals now.
As well. So United
I shouldn't have gone that path. Should have stayed in my team.
Especially in a 4v5.
Oh, Jake's pressing 4.
And Jake looking for the re-engage. If they get rid of Variety here, then Renegades might just give them.
I don't think I knew where we were going. I don't think we knew our target there. I don't know how much information Jake said. Then we just turn around like Scream dies. Oh yeah. I think Lasbra. I think something bad happened there to Lasbra. Well, besides dying.
Snoopy along with the rest of the squad, but there's only 3. It's like time does decide, and that's who they're gonna make their target. Scream.
I remember him saying something about that in comms. Like right after it happened. These fights remind me, from a top-down perspective, these fights remind me of like those assault games. Oh yeah, the shred there. By the way, as a below 50% HP Arthur, getting Serb-2'd. So he's shredding Prots, and then he has Voidstone as well.
What a tight walk this game has been. Variety walks in, and if you all were wondering about the block-off damage, well, there it is. It's Venenu pops him.
Yeah, still does a lot, as it turns out. You don't even have to be there with them. Soul Reaver, as well as that BaRRaCCuDDA. You just have so much magical power.
This whole, like, sequence lasts forever.
Off, but it still means your damage
you see them going in, and then we just do the old blink afro too.
It's another bait.
Oh, this trolled me so hard. I thought Solo was throwing him back to me. So I'm, like, positioning here, and then he just throws it forward, and I'm like, what?
Like, you just have so much magical power as Venenu.
It was so weird. I was so confused.
Especially when you're linked to Solar Troll and he just goes in like this.
Another bait gets the beats out from just about everyone.
I don't know if I should have dashed there.
Has the lockdown. Snoopy.
No, I guess it's fine. I think he dies like darts or Bolo or something.
At this point, and now it's Venenu's turn to provide all that sustained.
Shard passive Prashra, Reaver proc. Yeah.
One more time. Look at Herwin and Genetics.
Yeah, the Rod proc was massive.
Some way to contest, but Renegades certainly know it. Renegades happy to just take the fight if they come in too sloppily. It's SOT and Venenu, they're out there front.
That was a lot of damage.
Taking too much damage. Venenu's starting to rip through everyone that comes his way. That's the Fire Giant now for Renegades, as they're looking to put a seal on this first game.
Say on FG. Let's see, could we say on FG?
He's just getting your heals are going to be popping off, but it still means your damage can go, especially when you're linked.
I can't solo tank FG.
Heals are going to be popping off, but still.
Yeah, we're obviously looking for the fight. Yeah, I don't think our columns would stay on FG there.
They're forced to come back in and try and find some.
I don't think I can solo tank FG either with Jake leaving.
Know it. Renegades happy to just take the fight if they come in too sloppily. It's SOT and Venenu, they're out there front. And Genetics.
Why not Oboe? Because I'm going to pit build.
Venenu's starting to rip through everyone that comes his way. That's the Fire Giant now.
Also, I don't like Oboe into healers.
Seal on this first game.
Feels kind of bad because you don't have like burst damage.
Renegades, and the lowest on my list was probably going to be the Aphrodite. Right next to her would have been the Cerberus of all things, but I mean, the 6-2 and 9 Solar Troll is making sure that that statement does not remain true. I mean, the fact that your Kali at level 20, almost full build, is not outshining your solo laner is just huge for Solar Troll, especially because he just keeps doing this. He runs back there, and what's Herwin going to do? You can't fight him. You can't do anything.
Scream got to the back line, but he couldn't do enough damage there, Core. It was a good call out from Lasper to make sure everyone was aware. And SOT has found two members.
That was a huge ult by Solo.
Back into BaRRaCCuDDA's awaiting arms. That's two more in favor of Renegades. And awesome, Jake.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought we were dunking on Titan here. Jake literally says, don't take the ult. And I was like, are you dunking into the fountain? Like, why would you tell me not to take the ult? Where's your ult going?
To reposition toward the left side.
Then I go up and hit Titan. I'm like, oh, we ulted there.
The ultimate Eunited. Now the Titan is under
I full commit to Titan here because I'm not a little filthy damage farmer like my teammates.
It's Renegades that are gonna come through and strike.
I think I lost top damage for that.
That Fire Giant steal from SOT, but
what was the damage?
Of his game.
Oh yeah, I lost top damage for hitting the Titan. Just never doing that again, dude.
Had